Well, it's springtime, which is bike season, which also means it's bike theft season. And the only thing worse than having your bike stolen is not being able to replace it. That's something that Larry Hoover sees frequently. Larry, how common is this problem?
Thanks for having me, Craig. Yeah, this is something that's really been growing. I read a stat from the Toronto Police Force recently that said bike thefts have tripled between 2014 and 2020. And the sad news is that only about 1.2% are recovered. That's pretty low.
Mm-hmm. So, and not just stolen, but people can't pay for them because their insurance didn't cover it.
Yeah, that's right. So I ask everybody out there, hey, who do you know who owns a bike? It doesn't have to be you, but think about those around you. The next question is, what is it worth? And if it's stolen, is it covered by your insurance policy? And most people assume yes, it is. And probably the answer is yes. But here's the next question. How do you feel if your $3,000 or $6,000 bike was stolen and you were reimbursed for only $500 by your insurance company?
And how many people know how much of their bike is insured?
Well, that's a great question, because one of the things I ask when I work with my clients is, hey, did your insurance person ask you about bicycles and what they cost? And for that matter, other things such as camera equipment or musical instruments, because there's usually a certain maximum that they're going to pay for those sorts of things. And the vast majority of people don't know it until something bad happens. But not only that, but does it even make sense to make a claim when somebody steals one of these things? So that's what we talk about as well too. So generally speaking, I say to folks, the more questions your insurance person asks you, generally the better you and your family will be protected. So it's kind of like a doctor. The more questions they ask, generally the more accurate the outcome and the diagnosis will be.
And one of the beauties of them asking you, your insurance people know what questions to ask, and you may not even have a clue. You won't know where to start.
Yeah, exactly. And, most people don't know what they don't know. You're not the subject matter expert, and that's fine. And I'm not the expert in creating videos and films such as you are here, Craig. So I ask everybody, you got to pay for this insurance stuff anyway. So why not work with a broker who asks more questions than you've ever been asked before? And I will make a note that today we're seeing a growth in online self-serve automated insurance, which means quicker and dirtier. That decreases the chances of being asked even more of these questions as well too. And by the way, we all get paid the same commission as those types of service providers as well. So the question is, would you rather work with somebody who's investing the time with you to ensure that you're properly protected before something bad happens?
And how much of your business is asking people questions?
Oh my goodness. More than 50%. There's a lot of back office work and stuff and quoting and what have you, but I spend most of my time educating folks by putting this thing or these details on a policy review report and walking them through it. And we're covering these things off. And a lot of people are going away with red lines, and red lines are not good. These are things that have to get fixed or clarified.
And, everybody wants to save money wherever they can, but worse than saving money is not being covered when your beautiful bike is stolen.
Oh, absolutely. And I look at the companies that we work with, and they offer anywhere from $500 standing amount up to $3,000, up to one of our companies is unlimited for bicycles. And most people probably never heard of this before.
So you can be covered even if you're not.
Absolutely.
And the answer to that is a phone call away.
Absolutely. And I encourage people to call me, and we'll talk about it, and I'll invest the time with you.
Well, there's your number if people want to reach out. I know you do free consultations with people, so people don't have to worry about a big investment to have a conversation with you. And this is the way they can reach you by email.
Absolutely. And I will add as well too that when I do policy reviews, I always find issues and challenges and problems with everybody, whether they're high net worth folks, whether they're being covered by a brother-in-law or a cousin who's their insurance broker. I always find problems with people's policies.
And they don't have to be there. Larry, thank you so much for your time and for your insight. And I hope your bike doesn't get stolen this spring.
Thanks very much, Craig. Appreciate the opportunity to share this.